bad news. That's chapter 1. That's chapter 1, verses 1 through 4. Then in chapter 2, because he has problems in his heart, authority, King Artaxerxes in chapter 2, verses 1 through about verse 6, King Artaxerxes, he's the authority in his life. And he's not even a Christian. He's not a God-fearing leader. He is the authority, but he's not a God-fearing. In other words, what's important to Nehemiah, which is rebuilding the walls. See, what's important to Nehemiah, which is restoring the walls so that the children can go back to school, so that they can come out of their poverty, so that they can have some sense of security and some sense of work. The walls have been torn down for almost 100 years. And the word of the Lord has not been declared for almost 100 years. And everybody's scattered in the land of Israel, more specifically in the land of Jerusalem. And God gives Nehemiah something to do. And what he gives him to do is a God-sized vision. And as he carries this vision in his heart, chapter 2, verses 1 through 4, I think it is, he gets questioned about his attitude. The king, Artaxerxes, says, why do you look like that? Why does your face look sad? Why are you carrying your emotions on your shoulder? And the Bible says that he got scared. He was afraid. And the Bible says that he says a prayer. He says a quick prayer to the Lord. And he's able to get his head back in the game. See, you're gonna be challenged with problems. You're going to be challenged with problems concerning your family. You're going to be challenged with problems concerning your own emotional maturity. See, emotionally, he was letting his feelings show on the surface and show on the outside. And when the authority, when the person in charge of him looked at him, they questioned him. Why are you around me looking like that? Why are you showing up this way? Why are you wearing your feelings on your shoulder? See, he's beginning to grow up. He's beginning to understand if you're going to get God's vision done, you're going to have to get emotionally mature, brother. You're going to have to get it together. See, you're gonna have to mature. See, this is all the smart people have already written the books on this. If you started drinking at 15, and you've been drinking off and on up until the time that you got saved, and if you got saved right around 26, between 15 and 26, you haven't matured thoroughly emotionally, because you've been in a drunken stupor. See, if you've been doing drugs from the time you were 11 up until the time you were 46, and then you went into the women's home or the men's home, or you got saved. See, between 46 and 11, you've been in a mental stupor. You've been in an emotional, retarded stage. Emotionally, you've been retarded. You haven't grown. And don't let that get you mad. Don't get mad about that. Get serious. Come to that leadership training. Get serious. Get around some healthy women. Get around some healthy men. And let them speak into your life. Give them permission. Give them permission to answer the question that we should all ask once in a while. What's it like to be on the other side of it? What's it like to be on the other side of it? Think about our praise and worship team as they're giving it their best shot up there, as they're leading us in the praise and worship. Can you imagine the answer to the question if I were to ask them subliminally, if I could somehow project my question to their minds as I stood here, and I would ask them, what's it like to be on the other side of me? And as I ask that question, I'm just standing here like this. They would say, it's terrible being on the other side of you. Why? You're not helping us. Right? You gotta ask it. Listen, if you're gonna grow, see, if you're gonna grow into doing what God has called you to do, you gotta grow. You gotta mature. And the way you're going to mature is you're going to have to understand that you've done alcohol, you've done drugs, you've done some stuff that we're not proud of doing. And we're all in the same boat. But you got to understand, as long as you were doing those things emotionally, you've been retarded. Emotionally, you haven't flourished. Emotionally, you don't know how to have your feelings hurt and still get it done. See, you get your feelings hurt, and then you forget to ask yourself, as your feelings are hurt, you forget to ask yourself, what's it like to be on the other side of me? And then the praise and worship team looks at you and they're saying, we wish you weren't on the other side of us. We wish you were somewhere else. Because you're not helping. How many can say amen to that? Now, listen, I don't say these things to somehow make you feel bad. I'm telling you this because in all of us, we've all been given a mandate by God. See, this circle represents our influence. This circle represents our influence. And you've got people under your care. You've got people under your care, whether it's your children, whether it's a small group, whether it's a department in the children's department, whatever sphere that you live, whether it's at your job, whether it's in your career, whether it's at your school, if you're sucking air, you have influence. And that influence has to be used for people that are under your care. You've got people under your care. See, and then across the organization, across the church, across your business, across the area of your house, laterally, you've got people alongside of you. You've got people alongside of you. You've got to have certain skills, how to lead and how to use your influence with those people that are under your care. You've got to practice. You have to get involved. This is why we go to conferences. This is why we do certain trainings. This is why we have small groups. You have to begin to cross the line and say, I am tired of coming to church and just being a consumer. Why? Because as long as you follow Jesus, Jesus is going to take you to a place where he's going to say, hey, you can't be a consumer no more. You got to pick up your cross and you got to follow me. How many can say amen? Amen. You got to say no to yourself if you plan to say yes to me. And you've got some stuff going on in your life. You've got some stuff going on in your family. You've got some stuff going on in your emotions. You've got some stuff going on in your area of responsibility. You've got some stuff going on in your ministry. You've got some stuff going on in the sphere of your influence. That if you plan to get any better, you're going to have to deny yourself. You're going to have to say no to yourself. And you're going to have to roll up your sleeves. And you're going to have to do some hard work. How many can say amen? Yeah. And it's going to be messy. Because it's like remodeling. It's going to cost you something. It's like remodeling. It's going to cost you more than you budgeted. It's going to cause more mess than you thought it was going to be. And it's going to take a little longer than you thought it was going to take. And so as you begin to understand that you have influence and that you are responsible for people who are under your care, as you begin to see that there's many departments in the church, there's many areas of responsibility in the house that you live. There's areas of responsibility at the office or the building where you work. You're going to have to understand that you've got people that you are working with that are alongside of you. And you're going to need some skills how to work with those people alongside of you. How many can say amen? See, and then also, you're going to, because you're the head and not the tail, you're going to begin to excel in your leadership. In your leadership. As you move up, you're going to begin to excel in your leadership. And one fundamental truth, all the smart people have written the books about this. One fundamental truth about leadership, just because you're the leader doesn't mean you're the smartest. Right. Right. I know that hurts some of you. Okay, you're not the smartest, sister. Hey, bro, let me talk to you, bro. You're not the smartest. And listen, and the only reason why the majority of us our leaders, where we're leading, is because you got there first. You got there first. That's the only reason. See, and this is a fundamental truth. This is an attitude of the heart. What that introduces is humility. See, as you begin to work with the power brokers, as you begin to work with decision makers, as you begin to work with the visionaries, you better have within your heart humility. And what's going to help you to have humility is to cop to this reality. Just because you're a leader doesn't mean you're the smartest. Admitting that you're not the smartest helps you. It helps you to serve. It helps you to ask this question: how can I help you? How can I help you? It helps you to ask this question: are you getting to do everything you signed up to do? See, it helps you. It helps you to do for one what you can't do for everyone. It helps you to do for two or maybe one what you wish you could do for everyone. And you may not be able to do something special for everyone, but you can show the people that you care about them by doing something special for one or possibly for two, so that you can communicate. Maybe I can't do everything that I should do for you, but this is my heart. And my heart is I care about you. And I'll do something for one what I wish I could do for everyone. How many can say amen? So here's the question. I want you to show how smart you really are. Here's another question, and it's okay to talk in church. What category of people do you think is the hardest to lead? Those in the leadership that you work with? Those that work alongside of you across the organization? Are they the hardest people? Or is it the hardest people, those of under your care? Go ahead. Talk to the person to your right and answer that question. Pick the category of people. Go ahead. You can talk now. It's okay.
I'll say leadership.
It's okay. Is it the leadership, most difficult people? Is it those that you work across from each other? Or is it those that are under your care? Which category of people challenges your leadership the most?
All of them.
It's okay. I'll give you another minute.
I would say all of them.
The leaders.
I'd say all of them.
I said the leaders. They're in everything.
Okay. The smart people have already written the books on this. I know some of you would like to say the leadership. Oh, my biggest problem is the leadership. No. The leaders that you have are the leaders that you've made.
Right.
Some would say, oh, it's the people that I work across. It's these people. No. Some would say, oh, it's the undercurrents, the babies, the ones that are still, you are the most difficult people to lead. You have to learn to lead yourself. How many can say amen? You have to model. You have to live
That wasn't even an
out.
option.
Listen. I don't know if I can say the word right. Abdicate. Am I saying that right?
Advocate.
To step down. Abdicate means to step down. See, because we're the head and not the tail, we're leaders. And like Sanford was saying, your leaders are different categories in different ways. But we're all leaders. A mother's a leader. A father's a leader. A teenager that has a younger brother or sister, he's a leader. We're all leaders. See, but when you complain and you project blame on those around you, you're stepping down from your leadership. Why? Because they're your problem. And Jesus said, I swear to God, because I'm God. I swear to God, because I'm God, you're going to have problems. So why are you complaining about what I swear about myself to you that you're going to have? Why are you rejecting? Why are you trying to step down from? Did you see that? Whatever category, leaders, those amongst you, around you, and those beneath you. As a leader, you need a fresh view as to how you see problems that you try to label on the people that you're trying to influence.